We are wrestling.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Let's flip and go.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent.
What is going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs. Ben here, one half of the We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Make sure to subscribe, baby.
We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs worldwide. It has been the other half of We Are Wrestling podcast, and today we got an interesting show. We got some pushes in the works. We got some things that might be dead in the water that we know of so far, but it's going to be interesting, and the development is ever growing. But before we get into that, Don, take it away, my guy.
That's right, man. What a week to be a pro wrestling fan. I'd be saying this like the past 6 weeks here on the podcast. But man, this past week we had WWE NXT go head-to-head with AEW Dynamite on Tuesday, which, man, I gotta say, I appreciate all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that joined the watch-along. I know it was very last minute. But with that being said, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you are listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review. Not just a 5-star review, but a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're watching this over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, where we have different podcasts, we have vlogs, we have reactions, we have live watch-alongs. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
And man, over on the We Are Wrestling channel, we have been grinding this week. So, last Saturday, we had a live watch-along for WWE Fastlane. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys that tuned in. Ben started off on, a bad note
very
with
rough
laptop issues. But, he turned that frown upside down thanks to all the maniacs that, sent him all that positive love. And, of course,
dude, pop.
We had the live watch-along on the channel. And we even had a new episode of Hot Takes come out yesterday where we talked about Tony Khan's social media drama and the whole, what's wrong with AEW right now.
Everything is it's the same fucking thing that was wrong a fucking year ago is still happening. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't always Punk.
No.
It wasn't always Punk.
Last year it was CM Punk that was the problem.
Now it's just their fucking big ass egos.
Well, now it's Tony Khan.
It has low-key always been Tony Khan. Using his little smartphone like a little cyber warrior. Him and the fucking Dick Brigade.
Warrior.
That's literally what I'm going to start calling fucking AEW now is Tony Khan and the Dick Brigade. That's what I'm going to call all the EVPs. Tony Khan and the Dick Brigade. Because they're fucking assholes, man. And I have never seen in my life such delinquency in a CEO of a massive fucking company that is basically worldwide at this point. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Tony? Like, I don't know if it's inexperience. I don't know if it's his feelings were hurt on his birthday. What?
I don't know what is really bothering him about this one. Is it
you
that
had Edge? Shut the fuck up.
Is it that he lost the ratings to NXT, or was it because it was his birthday?
I think it might have been a combination of both, and the fact that they literally didn't give a fuck that it was this boy's birthday. They straight up brought the Undertaker out. They were like, yo, fuck your birthday. Tombstone that bitch. R.I.P. your future hoe. Sorry. But no,
it's all good.
I will say 100% though, what really... It's frustrating in both ways, I feel like, because I guarantee I understand and 100% am behind Tony Khan with why he's frustrated, but I'm also frustrated with WWE because, like, bro, why pick fights that you know you're not going to win and then you look like a fucking asshole bringing out all of the massive talent that gets all the big pops just so they could go neck to AEW? That's fucked up. I'm sorry, but that's some pussy
I know.
shit.
I agree with you on that because I was saying this on Hot Takes.
Yeah.
Dude, they had Undertaker, who is like the biggest, the greatest character of all
The
time.
greatest draw. Yeah.
John Cena, the biggest
Uh-huh.
babyface of all time in WWE.
LA Knight,
Then
who's
you
being
have,
crafted.
wait, hold on. Then you have two of the biggest babyfaces right now, LA Knight and Cody Rhodes.
What the fuck, man? They literally brought out the whole fucking like show with them to NXT. We're just like, here, we're
I'll
gonna
tell you
have
what it
them do
reminded me
different
of.
roles.
It reminded me of, because right now, like, I've been watching a lot of, NBA preseason, and sometimes what they do in the preseason is they let the regular teams play against the overseas teams.
Yeah.
And that's like what it reminded me of. Like you had
Shut
like
the fuck up,
you had like the Golden State Warriors going against like the Barcelona like Lions.
I will say 100% though. I really liked how everybody fit into the show. Like all of like the legends, the fucking baby faces. Having LA Knight back on NXT for a night was honestly really tasteful. Like he looked like he was having a good time. Like he was happy to be there. The crowd was electric. Like everybody was super happy with everybody that was there. The show itself was pretty great. But how are you going to be named Tony Khan, the fucking leader of a rivaling company that is unfortunately years away from WWE's success, and you're gonna go and fucking try and bury John Cena and The Undertaker? You're asking for the heat, dog. Like in the worst way. Not even like a good way. You're asking for like really bad heat because you're talking shit about
But they
two
got
fucking
under
legends.
1 million views. Even though AEW hasn't hit
Congratulations.
1 million views in a long time.
Probably
Let's just
since
say
what,
that.
CM Punk? Like around first time he came back?
I don't
Then?
know, man. I don't even think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, they may have hit 1 million views, but like it's a
They
dime
did
a dozen.
Getting when it was
Fucking
very hot.
dude, yeah, a dime a dozen. With fucking WWE anything, it's fucking regular. It's a regular thing. That's their fucking every Monday and Friday. Like, that's ridiculous. And then fucking Tony Khan, man, like, how can you be a CEO and you're going and pulling on high school shit on Twitter?
Tweeting at trolls, remind you.
And then tagging Triple H in the fucking bald asshole thing. I'm like, dude, like you are such a fucking child. Like, and that's what I was saying in the fucking the extra, like how is fucking Edge feeling about this? Like he's like, oh, company, if you think company versus company, you need to, fucking get some sunshine, take a walk, and just think this is pro wrestling. You literally work for the biggest fucking mark in wrestling now. Like, he is the childest of childish. He has to sit in a fucking chair in front of his audience and talk to them. He can't even stand like a man.
And
I'm sorry, but fuck.
For a second,
sorry.
I thought that you said Tony Khan doesn't stand when he pisses. He sits.
He definitely sits when he pisses at this point because he's fucking giving that energy on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called. X.
X.
You know what
So
X
weird
stands
that
for?
they did
You look at that. He's even using a fucking internet platform that's still DX certified.
No, not Elon Musk.
Yo, you
And
cannot
DX.
be talking shit at Triple H when literally he is the fucking X, bro. Shit, he made X cool. Fuck.
But that's the
I'm
thing,
sorry.
but that's the thing, man. I do have to say, about all of this is,
Oh my
dude,
God.
Tony Khan wouldn't be getting all of this criticism if he just focused on All Elite Wrestling, man. Like what
Thank
he's
you.
done in the past 4 years has been incredible. Like going into Wembley, having 71,000 people there, incredible. But you cared
Will
so much
Ospreay.
about breaking the world record of having, pro wrestling fans in one arena. He cared about that more than All In. And, he ended up being a meme because of it, because they said that, 85,000 people bought tickets, but there was only 71,000 people that showed up. So they technically didn't break the Dallas record at WrestleMania 32. So if Tony Khan, man, just focused on AEW and stopped going on Twitter, going back and forth, just, being a businessman,
That dude needs a fucking shadow ban.
He would be getting his flowers, but unfortunately, he's harming the company more than doing good.
See, this is the thing. When I started really paying attention to a lot of like things that were going on in AEW and Tony Khan, I used to think highly of Tony. Like I used to think highly of him. I was like, he's like young, respectable. I mean, he's got learning to do, but he seems really like humble about it, passionate. And then, fast forward 2 years later, he's going on fucking multiple tirades on fucking Twitter. Like tagging at Triple H. Like, what are you doing?
It's just the meltdowns, man. Like he has to just relax and just focus on his product. And I remember back in the day too, like during like the beginning days of, AEW, one of the biggest things that they wanted to do, the Young Bucks, Cody, Kenny, and Tony, was listen to the fans. So if they're doing something wrong, listen to the fans. If they don't like something, do something and adjust something. And that was one of their biggest messages, and I feel like they forgot that.
Yeah, man. Speaking of listening to the fans, I'm really excited to get into a couple of our topics we got going on because, on that push list, we got somebody to talk about, man. We've been
waiting for this to happen, man, for a long time. So this past week, over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, we asked the Maniacs, who had the better show this past Tuesday? WWE NXT or AEW Dynamite? And we had 109 votes as we're recording this podcast. And WWE NXT had 68%, while AEW Dynamite had 32%.
It got 68 because we got all the legends and everybody that everybody loves. Like, there wasn't one person that they brought over to NXT on Tuesday that was like, no, all of them are draws. All of them. Cody, fucking LA Knight, John Cena, The Undertaker, like... all of those names are massive. Paul Heyman, focusing on Braun Breaker and really building up a future storyline with him. Like,
okay, so now here's what I got to say to close off this whole NXT AEW thing.
Okay.
Now, do not get me wrong. Yes, they, came to play ball. They had a lot of, established, big stars show up on this episode of NXT to, be AEW. And... it is kind of like WWE now can't say that they don't fear AEW because clearly they knew, like, if they didn't have a John Cena or a Cody Rhodes or, an Undertaker or an LA Knight, they weren't going to beat AEW Dynamite in the ratings. But here's the thing that I do have to say, though. I love that Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they capitalized on this moment and this opportunity because everybody was hearing this all week in the IWC that AEW is going head-to-head with NXT. So, of course, more eyes are going to be on both products. Mm-hmm. I'm sure people that didn't watch, Dynamite on Wednesdays tuned in. I'm sure people that haven't watched NXT tuned in. And I know people personally that don't watch NXT regularly, and they were watching NXT because of this whole Tuesday night war. You were one of them. I know Cam was one of them. I watched it even. I did both, on a live watch along. Yeah. But here's the thing. WWE did a fantastic job because they were focusing on the fan base because they knew that a lot of people were tuning in. So their goal was, and I don't know if you caught this as well. I think that we already know the biggest stars within the next, 10 to 15 years, future main eventers for WrestleMania. They built this show around Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. They are the future of WWE, man. And they put them in, programs, segments with John Cena, The Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Paul Heyman. Clearly, they have a big, plans for these guys. And I think really, taking advantage, putting, the stars of tomorrow with established stars is a brilliant move for WWE, and I think that they definitely got more viewers because of it now.
And what I love about it is, like, it was big stars from certain eras. Like, you had fucking Undertaker, who was, like, Attitude into Ruthless. You had John Cena, who's fucking, Ruthless into now. You have fucking Cody Rhodes, who was the Ruthless into now as well. Left the company, huge story, came back. Now he's a top player. Future.
She showed up.
And I guarantee a lot of that was just to chill with Cody and catch up. you have LA Knight, who is now the big baby face of now, and then you have Paul Heyman, who was the manager role and GM of then and now. So it's like they all had these roles that really catapulted everything going on in the show. Cody Rhodes being the fucking the special GM of the night, that was massive. Again, Undertaker
they
putting
had a
over
lot of
Braun
backstage
Breaker and Carmelo
segments with a lot of their, NXT stars, which was very smart.
Seeing Undertaker on an NXT fucking platform was weird. It was fucking weird, man. But like, because it's like you don't think NXT is like, yeah, the Undertaker. Like, even in just appearance, it's fucking odd. Like Tuesday was no different. Like it was just really weird. He made Braun
Breaker into a fucking superstar.
Yeah, after chokeslamming
that moment.
Out of him.
Yeah, but still, Braun Breaker held his own. Did you hear what he said to the Undertaker?
What did he say?
He pretty much like went in on the Undertaker, and he pretty much was like, "I'm the new badass around here." And crap, dude, I lost it.
Yeah, I was watching it in passing, so yeah, I didn't see. I didn't see that exact that part of it, but yeah, no, like
highly recommend
having those.
But Ben, now I got to ask you, what is your highlight of the week?
My highlight of the week. So it's a two-parter, and it's centered around the same superstar, but it's actually something that we're going to be going into. So I'm actually going to say right here, my highlight of the week was finding out that WrestleMania 39 was supposed to be Karrion Kross versus Bray Wyatt. That is my highlight of the week, because you can go on and on about the what-ifs. But realistically speaking, though, I'm hyped for what that means now, because we heard that there's two things that are starting to make sense. The Firefly Funhouse is coming back, and Karrion Kross is also getting a massive push. And he was also supposed to be the next in line after Bobby Lashley going against Bray Wyatt. So
yeah,
I'm like,
their plan, I believe, is to, push Uncle Howdy.
I think they're going to push Uncle Howdy.
And I think to honor Bray's legacy.
I think that Howdy's going to be the heel, though. I think Howdy's going to go in being the heel, because how are you going to have Karrion fucking Kross be the heel of that situation with a fucking Firefly tattoo? Like, how are you going to have him be the heel of that situation? I'm sorry, but like,
but the thing about Kross, man, is he can make anything work.
He can, and dude, you don't understand.
We are going to be diving into it later.
Let's dive in. Okay, all right, bet. All right, but that's my highlight.
That is a highlight of the week. Okay,
is the big what if, But yeah, what's your highlight?
That's fair. My highlight of the week. Dude, American Badass Undertaker. I love Motorcycle Undertaker better than Dead Man Undertaker. So
I think a lot of that comes with fatigue.
Seeing him do a segment, man, with both, Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, two guys I'm very high on, especially Carmelo Hayes, because, of course, I got to watch him as Christian Casanova in the independent circuit with Northeast Wrestling.
I remember.
I'm very excited. And honestly, my highlight of the week has got to be that, seeing, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker get to be in the ring with The Undertaker. And not just The Undertaker, man. American Badass Undertaker. Loved it.
That's a fucking highlight, man.
NXT, man, as a whole, that was a highlight. They did such a great job, building that entire show. But with that being said, let's dive into the topics for the We Are Wrestling Podcast 78.
Hell yeah.
Our first topic this week. During WWE Fastlane, we saw the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso win the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And over on AEW Collision, we saw Ricky Starks and Big Bill defeat FTR for the tag titles. What are your thoughts on this booking decision?
Now, the Big Bill and Ricky Starks, I don't know much about that, so I'll let you kind of go in on that in a little bit. Right. Obviously, Big Bill, huge transformation. He's making a name for himself in AEW. He's really being able to rebuild that reputation and really repackage himself. So if there's any other chance that, in the future, if WWE is eventually interested, he could possibly go back there, and it's really working for him, and I'm really digging that. And obviously, Ricky Starks is somebody else
that was his first championship that he won.
Yeah. So it's like, you could really do so much there. As far as Cody and Jey, man, this is going to further another story, I feel like. Obviously Jey is huge right now. He's a huge babyface. Cody Rhodes was also a very big, factor in the Bloodline storyline for a while. So in a weird way, it's all kind of coming together. Like even I said, you know, back in SummerSlam when I think it was SummerSlam or something like that, where Cody, you know, reintroduced Jay, and he was just like, you know, I really hope I'm not, you know, making any mistakes here, but you know, main event Jey Uso is coming to Raw. There was a moment there. There was a moment there where they were looking at each other, and even Cody looked very unsure, just looking at Jay. And then this happens. I feel like there's something more. Eventually, I feel like Jay's gonna eventually turn heel again, but
I don't know, man.
Because it's
think
still
so.
very early on in development, but I still have a weird feeling, and I'm gonna hold on to that. Like, and I said that, you know, a couple weeks ago when I said it, I was like, I'm gonna hold on to that, you know, since Jay's re-debut.
You do have a weird thing of holding on to things and receding hairlines and stuff too, and diapers.
Oh yeah, I was receding hairlines. I don't think I said anything about receding
Oh,
hairline.
you
I
love
did say
talking
something
about people's hairlines.
Danny's.
MJF.
All right, listen, that is fucking noticeable though. That is like, that fucking thick fiber isn't even the same goddamn
Young
shade of
Bucks.
brown. Listen, there is a time where
I'm
it gets to
proving
a
my
point.
here. I'm proving
There
my
is a
point here.
time where it comes to a point where you might as well just and get it over with, because yeah, does it look normal kind of when it's, you know, just fresh and down?
Just
but
like-
halfway through the match, it looks like
my point was throughout all of this was you like to talk about hairlines and hair a lot, just like talking about, you know, holding on to things, because you do love to hold on to things.
No. Listen, I only
Yes,
talk about the
yes.
fucking hairline with fucking, I think it's Nick Jackson from the fucking Young Bucks, because the dude calls himself a Young Buck, has flowy fucking hair, wears a fucking bandana to cover up his little issue, but the moment he's 5 minutes into his fucking match, he looks like fucking Gollum. So fuck you. Fuck you. So no, it's not hairlines, it's when a motherfucker needs a repackage because of the hairline. So fuck you. Fuck you.
All right,
Oh
you
my
can continue
God.
on your thoughts about Cody and Jay. Sorry,
But yeah,
for interrupting.
no, you good, man. Yeah, just like, you know, I'm gonna hold on to that because there's just something up, you know, like there's just something that I'm feeling through all of that interaction. You kind of pick it up after a while, like you see people's body language, how they're looking at each other, their acting skills, where the story's at now, where it was, where it's going, and you put all those things together. There's something in that one fucking look that I feel like is going to get a replay, and it's not going to be for a good reason. Then that's why it's Triple H making the booking decisions now, which is why I'm thinking is in depth. I'm like, if I was Triple H's shoes and I wanted to
Yeah,
split
because
up
Triple
this
H
team,
be having like people just like walk in the background backstage. He
Yeah.
has people talking in the background. So I totally
Yeah.
understand it.
so I'm like, if I'm
You
Triple H,
overanalyzing it.
if I am Triple H, how would I break up this team, further the story, and still have it coincide with the Bloodline storyline? This is how. And I like, there's multiple ways, you know.
I don't
and
know, man. I
think
don't think
about it.
Jay's turning heel, man.
Oh,
I don't
not
think
anytime
so.
soon. I'm just saying eventually to
Because I think-
finish the story, so to speak.
Because I do think what's going to happen here long term, WrestleMania 40, it's going to be Jay versus Jimmy. They're
Mhm.
definitely going to do it. I think that Cody and Jay, I feel like they're going to be transitional champions. I feel like they're not going to hold the titles for that long.
Okay.
I do think, you know, with, you know, the upcoming news about War Games, I think that they will be in that match against the Judgment Day in
They will.
some way. But I don't know, man. I feel like, you know, with, you know, Cody and Jay winning the titles, it definitely was a really cool surprise. It was
It
not
was
something
fucking
I
sick.
was mad about. It definitely, you know, put a smile on my face and in my predictions. I am proud to
Fuck
say
yeah.
I was wrong because it was cool. And I think the best part was the press conference. That
Absolutely.
was fucking hilarious.
Dude could not get to his fucking point to save
Cody
his
and
goddamn
Jay
life.
were both on it, man.
Dude, Jay was just fucking laughing his ass. I mean, Cody was just laughing his ass off the entire time because, dude, you didn't even know where Jay was going. Like, you had no idea where the fuck he was going storyline-wise, or like where he was going to get to his point. He would say one thing, and then he would say something completely different, and then he'd circle back to where he was, and then he'd be on a new point while also still going in on his same point.
Yo, that's one thing though I do
Like,
gotta say,
what?
man. We Are Wrestling. I love the clip that they posted on the Instagram.
saying, you know, we keep it lit. Yeet.
Yeet.
Appreciate it though, man. But man,
What the fuck, man?
Guys, follow We Are Wrestling over on the social medias, man, because we're posting a lot of stuff, man.
Hell fucking yeah, man.
Clips, news, all that good stuff.
It's just, I love the fact that Jay has been a top guy for so long, has had this speech issue, but nobody has said anything. It's never addressed, and he's still on top of the fucking mountain, and I love that. Jay, I feel like, is one of those, I don't want to say illiterate, because he's not illiterate. It's just, the way that they speak, like there's a lot of people that do, especially with a lot of slang and, a lot of like new school slang. Same here. Jay is one of those people that can get away with it 100%. Just the way he talks and carries himself. He's always been 100% solid day one Oos. So it's like, you can't fault him for that. And I think it really works with who he is as a person and his character. So they're like, yeah, let's just.
And the fans, man, they're just behind him right now, man, because of the whole bloodline stuff that they did, the past couple of years, which is why, he's so over, just like Sami Zayn is over. Everybody in the bloodline is more over now than they were.
I'm saying, dude, it's fucking it's genuinely fucking insane, man, because Jay, he's like a new person entirely ever since the bloodline story started. Like I don't see him as just one half of the Usos, and honestly for a while there he was actually like the least entertaining. Like Jimmy was actually like the OG Uso, if you know what I mean, like in terms of cutting promos, talking.
I really wasn't a fan of the Usos that much, man, until the bloodline.
I wasn't either. I really started to like notice Jimmy and Jey Uso like after they both returned again and they chopped their fucking long ass hair and shit, and I think they saved Roman or something.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking back in like 2019, maybe 2018, 2019 when they first like chopped their shit. That's when I really started like, okay, the Usos again. And then shortly after, like a few months later, Jimmy got injured, and then it was just Jay and Roman.
Jay, so that was like 2020.
And that was the birth of it. Yeah, that was the birth of it. 2020 going into 21.
Era.
And dude, carried that shit. Jey Uso was one of the fucking main attractions of the Thunderdome era. And dude, it's playing out in front of us still, and I couldn't be more proud, and I couldn't be more happy.
I'm happy that I think like sometimes it does work when you have like mixed tag teams together. Like we've seen it throughout the years, and it does, further things in the storyline. So as long as it does that, that's all I care about. But now I do want to give my thoughts a little bit on, Ricky Starks and Big Bill defeating FTR. First thing I got to say is I'm glad that, Dax shut those rumors down that they were leaving AEW.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that he shut that down, because I think FTR, they do not ever need to step foot in the WWE ring, man.
I love how you're just like
perfectly fine where they're at.
I love the fact that he had to like go on social media and be like, listen, I always say top guys out. Sorry for the confusion.
I get like why people would think that though. Like it's,
I do too.
I get it, but I'm glad that he addressed that. But
same.
I do got to say, like, I am really happy for Big Bill, because I did see like a post over on Facebook talking about like the highs, the lows, and like finding out that this is his first championship that he won. Honestly, man, like
in general,
like all the trials and like tribulations that like he's been through, I'm so happy for him to, hold the title. And honestly, I really like the pairing of him and Ricky Starks. Would I have them, be tag champs? No. But hey, it does work for now, and we're going to have to wait and see where it goes. I just love how both tag titles changed on the same day.
No, I think that's dope. I'm just really fucking happy for Big Bill, or as I know him as, Cass or Big Cass XL or Morrissey. I really am so fucking happy for him. Obviously we met him at fucking Northeast Wrestling back last year. Really, really nice guy. Huge as fuck. But again, really happy for him, because he really turned everything around, because he was really naive, kind of dickish, and very off in WWE, and definitely not anywhere near as great shape as he is in now.
Yeah, because he had a lot of health issues too.
He kind of let his ego fucking get in the way as well. Like he just let himself go. He let his ego get in the way because he was WWE superstar. So, we're up on top of the mountain. I'm better than everybody. Literally. But then he got humbled, looked himself in the mirror, thought long and hard, and now he's one of the most stacked fucking wrestlers you can have on your roster, and I am so fucking happy for him. And you said this is his first championship period?
Huh? This is his first championship.
Like major championship or championship at all?
Major championship.
Oh, okay. Dude, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We love to see it.
Honestly, man, it's always great to see a redemption story, so I am very happy for that. And I feel like,
Absolutely.
we would be wrong if we didn't acknowledge him, man, on
Dude,
this episode.
facts, man. Facts. And he is a great wrestler. He's a phenomenal entertainer. He's built for it, like he's got the look. He's got the look to be a world champion eventually. It's like I just hope that his build to get to that point is remarkable. So
And I think right now
props.
with him and Ricky, that's a great move because then eventually when the timing is right, you can have Big Bill turn on Ricky, get that massive pop, and then he can become one of your top guys. So
Yeah.
there's ways of doing it, but man, Tony Khan, like I said, needs to focus on AEW. Stop trying to focus on the war with WWE. They've been in this position for over 100 years. They're not going anywhere.
Over
Just
100
focus on your
years.
show. But the last thing
Yeah,
I'm going to
man.
say about this topic is Jay is better than Jimmy because this man didn't need Jimmy to win the tag titles. He did it with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Hell yeah, man. I'll see you, Woos. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
I'll see you, Oos. Yeet.
Yeah.
Moving on now to the next topic here. Brian Pillman Jr. will be getting a new name. WWE recently filed for the trademark for the name Lexus King. Lexus is short for Alexis, the name of Pillman's sister who passed away. The King name is the name of his late mother, Melanie, after she remarried after Pillman Sr. passing. While not 100% confirmed by the company, the word going around the WWE Performance Center is that the Lexus King name has been marked for Pillman Jr., which, of course, we did see, the video package this past Tuesday confirming it. What's your thoughts on, the name change? And what's your thoughts on the vignette that we got to see this past Tuesday? Introducing his new character.
I like it. I think it was, I love that we're going back very old school with vignettes in WWE. Like Triple H, man, he's the king of it all, dude. I will say
before you give your thoughts, man, speaking of vignettes, what's the one thing I've always done on this podcast when it comes to vignettes?
mark the fuck out.
Acknowledge them because
Yeah,
they
so mark the
always
fuck out,
can
yeah.
make superstars.
That's what I'm
And I
saying.
love that WWE is going back down that route. AEW,
Mm-hmm.
you need to, go down that route with the vignettes, which I've been noticing they've been doing some, which is good.
They
but
did it with
WWE,
Edge's fucking
man, is on
debut.
another level.
Yeah, Edge's debut, they did it, and it was fucking phenomenal. But yeah, no, fucking Pillman, dude. Like, I like the reasoning behind the name. And I like, hopefully, where we're eventually going to go. Like, eventually, I hope that he drops the Lexus King name after a big fucking, during, a big storyline and goes back to Brian Pillman. Like, I feel like that would be fucking awesome eventually. I don't know if AEW has it trademarked, which I feel like it'd be kind of stupid to
No,
have
they
trademark
don't.
someone's name.
He has it trademarked, but usually WWE, what they like to do is they
Trademark
like
names.
to trademark their own names so that they can establish, their own stars.
Facts. But I
There's
feel
a
like
reason why John Moxley, had to go by Dean Ambrose and not John Moxley. The name that he went by, throughout his entire career before, joining WWE.
Yeah. I feel like eventually I do hope that he goes back to Brian Pillman during a very big moment because that's going to be huge, especially. But at the same time, I can also understand if he doesn't because he has also said that he did not know his daddy lost him when he was 4. So it's like, I only see what you saw. I'm a fan more than anything, I'm a fan of Brian Pillman. Like, yeah, he's my father, but I barely knew him. So it comes to a point where now you have to carve out your own legacy. My only issue with Brian Pillman Jr., there's a lot of remnants of just Brian Pillman. So I'm just like, if you want to build yourself, step away from the fucking long hair. Step away from this weird thing you got going on. You look more like Joe Exotic right now than anything. You look more like Joe Exotic from fucking Tiger King than anything right now. But
Tiger King.
that's what I'm saying. However, if your Ingrid can prove, then you can hang 100%. But I hope that he can make just as big of a legacy as his father because Brian Pillman, man, for the short amount of time he was in WWE for that
Big shoes to fill.
less than a fucking year, had his last appearance getting chased by Goldust in 97. He died October 5th. That segment aired the day before. So it's like, damn, what if? I hope he gets to continue it in his own legacy. I really do. I hope that he becomes a standalone. Yeah, he's second generational, but technically, if you're really thinking about it, I don't even know if he considers himself that. I think he's like a first generation to himself because, again, when you don't know, you don't know. You only get to see what you see rather than absorb the knowledge and be trained by, So it's going to be interesting going forward, and I'm really, really excited for it.
So here's my thoughts on this. And yeah, usually when it comes to name changes in WWE with their little, name generator thing that they do, I don't know what the hell they do. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I will be the first one to say it.
I do like, though, that of like where it came from, the origin of it wasn't just a random generator, like he actually had.
That's like where I want to, tag myself in and say, I like the Lexus King name. I really like it because normally for, new generational superstars, like when they threw the name Braun Breaker instead of, his real name as a Steiner, a lot of people had a problem with that. But Braun Breaker was able to, become his own star out of it. And, it kind of worked out for him.
Yeah, especially with
I didn't
everything that's
understand
attached
the
to
whole
his
name
dad
thing,
now.
but I like how with the vignette, Lexus King, they explained like the origin of the name.
Yeah.
And like why he's calling himself King, which I think, definitely is a new approach, which I really like because for us, diehard pro wrestling fans out there, maniacs, it makes more sense because a lot of us, did tune into, AEW or, MLW or seen him at an independent wrestling show being known as Brian Pillman Jr. And it's obvious he looks just like his dad. So I'm glad that WWE did this vignette. And I love the direction that they're going with. I love the edginess of him. I love the whole, remote, looking at, some old, WCW clips, current clips. And honestly, man, I think that he's got a bright future as, a top mid-card guy in WWE. And
Absolutely.
I think that these vignettes the past 3 weeks have done more for him in his pro wrestling sports entertainment career than 4 years in AEW.
That's sad.
Even though I love the segment that he did with MJF. I think they did great work for a couple weeks over there. But they have, established Lexus King as a star.
Yeah. Same thing with Jade Cargill, but I'm glad that Jade Cargill got to keep her name. I'm really glad.
Now WWE, man, they're 3 for 3. They hit it out of the ballpark with Cody. They hit it out of the ballpark with Jade. And now they hit it out of the ballpark with Lexus King. And I really hope that, he definitely has a bright future in WWE because I think that he has a lot of potential. Like, I remember when they announced the signing for him, and a lot of fans are like, who gives a shit? Brian Pillman Jr., he's not that good. And it's like, you think that because you watched him as a jobber in AEW for 4 fucking years.
Wait till you see
doing this
what
whole
he can do.
varsity blonde bullshit.
Well, they were trying to also give Tony Mark was also Tony Mark. Yeah, Tony Mark.
I like that.
Tony was also kind of trying to almost nod off too much to his dad's fucking team with Steve Austin. So it's like, at the same time, I'm like, clever, but your mark is showing again. So it's like, I'm really glad that he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, but the way that Pillman, like that's the thing that got me so mad because he did so well with MJF. Like he held his own and they had a great, like little rivalry going for a couple weeks there. And then like they just, throw him back with Griff Garrison and they just start jobbing out on AEW Dark.
Yeah. No,
and I feel like he deserves so much more. And I feel like in a WWE system, he is going to strive.
And that's what I'm saying.
Very excited to see what they do.
If there's anything that I want to connect our first thing we talked about to now, is I hope that all of these AEW talents that are hopping over to WWE, I hope that they utilize the fuck out of every single one of those superstars just so Tony Khan can eat his own shit. Like, I'm sorry, because especially on his fucking tirades, his fucking immaturity, his lack of experience, dude, the dude needs to be fucking humbled. So it's like, if WWE successfully uses your stars better, you fucked up, son. You fucked up.
3 for 3, I think, right now.
And then we're about to go 4 for 4 when Brooks Phil decides to make his return, which, by the way, is fucking happening. They're saying it's not just to kind of steer you away from it, so it's massive when he does show up. So I don't buy that shit.
Man, we're gonna have to wait and see. But
yeah,
I do have to agree with you, man. And AEW, that's one thing that they're really good with is developing their own stars because they give them that creative freedom.
Yeah, but they suck
you
dick
have
at keeping
to learn
them.
how to book them properly because soon Ricky Starks, he's going to go to the other side and strive.
MJF might
Wardlow
too.
is going to become a world champion over on the other side. MJF eventually, could go to the other side.
I see him as a WWE champion eventually.
Oh, dude, he's a first-class Hall of Famer if he goes to WWE.
I'm saying a WWE champion, not world heavyweight. WWE for sure. He seems face of the company wise. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I am really excited though to see Brian Pillman Jr. in NXT, and I think that he's gonna be a North American champion over there.
I think so too. I think he's gonna be North American, and eventually, I think he might hold the big one. So
I could see him holding the NXT title, but I think on the main roster, I do see United States Intercontinental Championship as a ceiling,
tag team,
which is not a bad ceiling to reach.
Here's the thing, though. We say that now, but we also said the same thing about fucking Dolph Ziggler. We said the same thing about fucking Cody Rhodes. We said the same thing about fucking Kofi Kingston. But look what happened.
And this is a situation where if I'm wrong, I will be proud to take that L.
And
because I do love Pillman Jr., and I think that he's got a bright future wherever he goes.
So with this new era of We Are Wrestling, we happily accept L's here. We absolutely happily accept L's because 9 times out of 10, when we want to take that L, it's because we want to be proven wrong, not just get mad because we're fucking wrong. Like, we love the L's because every L we take just builds an extra dub. So
exactly. And I feel like when you take an L, you learn. And you're able to, adapt, and you're able to reflect.
Exactly.
And for me, I feel like, when I'm wrong about wrestling takes and stuff, and I take that L, man, I feel like not only, am I getting more smarter when it comes to my, wrestling knowledge, but I'm also learning as, the time goes by.
Yeah, absolutely.
But moving on now to our next topic. According to Fightful, Survivor Series will be bringing back War Games. This match for the men's will most likely feature the Judgment Day. What's your thoughts on War Games returning possibly at the Survivor Series this November?
I heard that it's definitely returning, at least for the men. I don't really care for it. I mean, it's a cooler thing to put in between rather than the SmackDown versus Raw shit because nobody cares about a brand split anymore, obviously.
Clearly.
So I feel like this is just a smart way to be able to mold the ties a little bit and not give a fuck. And this is just what it feels like, I'm indifferent. I think visually it's cool. I think it's a cool stipulation. I think it's cool having 2 rings in one cell. And you get to see some really entertaining shit like we got to see in Boston last year. The response was so great that they're thinking about doing it again and making it hopefully a regular thing. But the thing is, I don't know. There's just something about it where I'm just like, I wish we were doing something different, but I'll take it because it was great last year. But it's not like, oh my God, I fucking need this to me, I think it's okay, depending on who's in it, depending on the high spots that you put in, depending on how it develops and furthers a story. I'm cool with it, and it also, we got potential to be getting some color. So
you are right about that. And that's hard in
man?
WWE, man.
Yeah, man.
But I do got to say this about the War Games. Don't get me wrong. I'm old school minded. I do like the traditional, Survivor Series match, but it's been getting a little old. So honestly, having War Games, I am actually excited for this. I do think it should be a tradition for, maybe the next year or so. Let's see, where they can go with this. Because of course, I think, in Boston, that was a great War Games match, overall. There was a lot of storyline, to it, and it did further the Bloodline storyline. Because we thought that night that Sami Zayn was going to be the one to turn on the Bloodline. But boy, we were wrong. It just, furthered the whole story with Kevin and Sami, which, I really liked. Well, at the time, being there live, we didn't like it, but long term, it made more sense going, into, WrestleMania and, the Rumble and stuff.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, as long as it's going to further storylines, like you said, I'm okay with it. And I think with the Judgment Day, it would be kind of cool to see them in War Games now.
Absolutely.
But guys, We'll be right back with more We Are Wrestling 78.
Hell yeah.
Hey, this is Flip Gordon, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast. Let's flip and go!
Are you looking for wrestling content? Well, We Are Wrestling provides everything pro wrestling. The best one, Donnie, Gins, and the Load Rager Ben, are wrestling marks like you who love this sport. We Are Wrestling has it all when it comes to wrestling content. We have different podcasts, vlogs, reactions, full wrestling matches, live pay-per-view watch-alongs, interviews, predictions, and so much more. Only on We Are Wrestling. What are you waiting for? Subscribe and become a We Are Wrestling Maniac now. We're back, and before we dive into more topics and, of course, the comment of the week, Ben, I gotta ask you, man.
What's up, bud?
Because by the time, this episode of the podcast comes out, you and I are going to be going to Blitzkrieg Pro.
Yeah, buddy, I'm
You are
excited.
popping your...
Blitzkrieg Cherry, bro.
Yes, you are, man. You're popping your Blitzkrieg Cherry. How do you
I'm
feel?
excited. I'm excited because I'm supposed to be like at what, like 2 or 3 already, but like I've had to work those fucking nights, or I've had my daughter. This weekend just worked out really well because this is the weekend. Ash takes off like 1 weekend a month. And I forgot which one she took. She's like, I'm off Saturday. I'm like, oh. So I was like, all right, bet. So do you mind if I split around like 5:30 so me and Don can go see a wrestling show? She's like, yeah. I was like, bet. And I messaged you immediately. So yeah, dude, I'm excited. We're seeing the Vaudevillains, a couple other people that are going to be at the show. It's going to be really dope. I'm really excited to meet Phil finally. I get to maybe touch a ring rope for the first time ever, because I don't know what the fuck it's like inside of a ring or what it feels like.
Oh,
like, I
that
don't know.
Blitzkrieg, bro, you'll definitely be able to, probably.
That's what I'm saying. Especially if like, we're technically in a way a part of the show. It's like, damn, I really want to see what it's like to be inside of a ring. I've never been in a ring before, so it's like I would love that experience, and that's like another reason why I'm so hyped is that it's possible this Saturday. So,
and
might
We
have
Are
a new
Wrestling. We're going to be
appreciation for it.
sponsoring the Vaudevillains versus Shook Crew match, and if you can't make it out to Holyoke, Mass, for Blitzkrieg Pro, you can check it out on IWTV.
Damn, man,
Which,
I don't know
man,
if
you love independent wrestling, I highly recommend subscribing to it.
Damn,
it's only
man.
$10 a month.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I live in Holyoke, so I don't know.
Oh,
All right, man. But yeah, I'm
But
excited about it.
every week on the We Are Wrestling podcast, we do this thing called Comment of the Week. And all you got to do is go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel and leave a comment. And I did promise, James Network that his comment would be the comment of the week this week, because
Shit.
on my stream, this comment had me dying.
Was it on Tuesday?
It was on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, for the first time ever, I actually picked a comment from the live stream.
Okay.
So, at James Network, he commented this: Title Tuesday became Hot Potato Tuesday, LOL.
Hot Potato Tuesday, because you're going back and forth through both shows, right? You're just like,
Pretty much,
man.
but also, too, AEW, they were playing Hot Potato with their titles, because what happened was Orange Cassidy faced Ray Phoenix for the International Championship,
Yeah.
and Orange Cassidy got a championship back.
yeah.
And they did they did like the, confetti
and
like
shit.
they did the first time he won. And then Saraya lost her championship to Sheeta. And she became
Yeah.
a 3-time women's champion. And they also shot confetti.
See,
And she lost her title at All In.
damn. So she just got it back, basically.
So pretty much like they both got their titles back.
That's
So
kind of
pretty
cool.
much AEW, man, they're playing hot potato.
Yeah. It just see, I can understand Orange Cassidy's, like that one, kind of
Oh, and
like
Dom
story
too
driven.
recently also
Yeah.
got his championship back.
So it's like I can kind of understand, with Orange Cassidy and stuff, but it's like, why take that big moment away from Saraya that quick? Unless it was like that lackluster that quickly, I don't know, man. That's another problem I have with AEW is their championship booking is fucking off, bro. Like, it's weird. Like, it just like you have this.
You can blame the Ring of Honor titles on that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like you could have somebody like almost ready for a push. That you put the title on, you're like thinking, oh great, the push is gonna start. This is gonna be an interesting fucking title reign. And then they fucking lose it. I'm like, what? Like what? Like that's how I felt about Soraya's, because Soraya's was fucking huge, bro. Like it was a huge pop. You know, she was disqualified. She just won the women's world title, so that's her first major fucking title since retiring. You know.
And what
So to
they
take it
should
off
have
of that
done,
quick is
because
nuts.
obviously right now, Timeless Toni Storm, her new character, she's getting very over.
Yeah.
They should have had Saraya, you know, keep the championship until, you know, they were ready to give it to Toni Storm.
That's what I'm fucking saying. But it's like, dude, Tony, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, this is what I'm talking about, the inexperience. Like, it makes no fucking sense. He has no concept of long-term storytelling. Like, he has no concept.
But yeah, pretty much everybody, man. We're all playing hot potato on Tuesday. But congratulations to James on the comment of
James.
the week. But now, you know, diving into more topics for this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast 78. Somebody we're very excited about. Somebody that we've been super high on. Karrion Kross is set to get a major fucking push. What's your thoughts on this decision?
I don't think you need to hear my thoughts on this decision, man. Like, I've been hyped.
Let's go.
Dude,
Let's
I've
go.
been hyped about
Let's
Karrion
go.
Kross since fucking Black and Gold. So the fact that this fucking dude left, came back randomly out of nowhere, and is still very interactive with his fans on the interwebs, it's fucking awesome, dude. Like, I'm so fucking hyped. You know, obviously I mentioned early on in the podcast, like, it's heartbreaking as fuck to know that he was going to be the next force to go against Bray Wyatt, but they have a chance with him now. Do not fumble him. But the thing is, though, I don't think that he's going to be fumbled because he's a Triple H guy. And Triple H guys are eating good, bro.
He's a part of the driver's seat now.
Dude,
Vince
Triple H
McMahon
guys
is not even in the passenger seat anymore, man.
Dog.
He is all the way in the back.
They fucking eat like it's Thanksgiving dinner every goddamn day if you're a Triple H guy. So the fact that he's head of creative and he's slated to get a massive push behind LA Knight, dude, we may have just found our biggest fucking babyface and what could possibly be our biggest heel going forward in terms of a very dark, gritty, nuanced character that's very different, that also could really stand out in the test of time, such as Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker, if you could just fucking book him properly, get his creative all situated, give him a fucking driving character, let him cook, bro. Seriously, let him fucking cook. If you do those things, Karrion Kross can do it fucking all, bro. He can cut a promo, he's got the in-ring skills, he's built like a Greek fucking god. And I'm not going to lie, dude kind of hot. So it's like, bro, he got it. He fucking got it, dude. He's built like a world champion. You can do anything you want with Karrion Kross, and he's going to fucking slay it, dude. I am so excited for his future here in Triple H-led creative WWE.
And a lot of people
Big money.
have been, you know, criticizing him, you know, since his second run with Triple H. But here's what I got to say, all right? Here's what I got to say. Remember when he first came back under Triple H with Roman Reigns, bro? That was one of the best segments in SmackDown history, I think, within the past like 10 years.
Tagging myself in real quick. So, I actually mentioned this in the group chat too, because I think I sent the picture to you guys. Karrion Kross has fulfilled everything that he has promised, though. And notice when he came back, he attacked Drew McIntyre and put the hourglass in the ring right in front of a Roman, of all people. He told Rey Mysterio, I'm going to take your patience. He finally fucking hit Dominic. He told somebody else that he was going to take their image. Something fucking happened. I forgot. I have to find that picture again. When I do,
and
I'll
what
send it to
WWE needs to do, man, they need to make a vignette and they need to go over to history, and then let's give him that mega push that he deserves.
Strike the iron while it's fucking hot. Don't fucking fumble it the way you did with Cody. Don't make it dragged out any longer, because Karrion Kross has already got his time dragged out since he's been back. It is time. Put him in the driver's seat. Have him fucking put away somebody that is massive. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is how, ironically, I want his push to start. Have him come out of nowhere. Have him cut a decent promo. Issue him an open challenge. Randy Orton comes out. He fucking pins Orton. Clean.
Ooh.
Big match. Pins Orton clean. Puts him over. Massive feud going into fucking Mania.
I would want to wait for Orton versus Kross.
Oh, I
that
want it,
could
though.
make a lot of money.
I want it. I want it. I want it now. I waited.
it all.
I waited long enough. He came back last fucking year.
Honestly, man, dude, with Cross,
Yeah.
they definitely have
Shit.
like a potential top villain.
They
And
do.
I think that he has
do.
all the tools in the bag to be a world champion in the
Cheers,
WWE.
buddy. Cheers, buddy.
I agree.
100%.
Absolutely, man. I gotta take a sip now.
Yeah.
But dude,
Everything
Karrion
you're
Kross is so talented. Like, I've been a fan of him going all the way back to Impact Wrestling as Killer Kross.
And seeing him in the Indies again as Killer Kross, you know, that's where I got to finally meet Karrion Kross, and that's the first time you met him, right?
Yep, that was the first time I met him versus Richard Holiday.
So I just want to say 100% that Karrion Kross is a very intimidating individual in real life. He is a big fucking guy. He towers me by like 2 feet. Like, the dude's arm, when he did the fucking flex with his fucking thing that he does, is bigger than the radius of my fucking head. The dude is huge. But I have to say, he is one of the most soft-spoken individuals that is very passionate about this business and is A1 as fuck with his fans on the internet and in real life. So, guys, stay behind Karrion Kross, man. He is definitely the future in some capacity, and I'm really excited for his push.
And I'm telling you, man, a lot of us, we were very behind him when Triple H was in the driver's seat. And I think now that Triple H is back in the driver's seat, 99.9%, let Karrion Kross cook. Because if you let this man cook, he's going to create a Gordon Ramsay meal. And
He's going
don't
to tell you
fix
if the beef
something-
is so raw, it's still
and
fucking
don't-
mooing.
Don't fix something that's not broken.
Oh,
And
my
I
God.
think that, Scarlett being with him, we need to keep that. The
Dude.
vignettes are, fantastic. And honestly, what they need to do is showcase him more. You need to keep him on TV every week.
He was
so
on
that
Friday, right?
He could become an established star. And
Dog.
we need to actually put him in marquee rivalries where we get matches during the Premier Live events featuring him. Because
So-
I think that going into any storyline with somebody edgy like Cross, you can create a new star out of that. You can create something that's going to be interesting, that's going to be compelling, especially, going into Mania, because, he does have a little bit of that edge like Bray Wyatt used to have. And one of the rivalries I really enjoyed was Bray Wyatt versus John Cena at WrestleMania 30.
Yes.
You could do storylines like that with Karrion Kross. I'm not saying exactly like Bray Wyatt, because obviously Bray Wyatt's one of one, but Karrion Kross has that dark, personality. He has that dark character where he can play mind games and you can really build something. And finding talent like that is extremely difficult, and you have one on your hands. Take advantage. This man definitely needs to get pushed.
Dude, like I said, this is what you're going to do. If you really want this dude to be put over the way that we're speaking on his behalf, that we think he should be put over,
Oh, you and I, we would have him beat Roman
him-
Reigns.
no, absolutely. And I think that that's eventually where we're going. But I think if anybody needs to put him over in some capacity, just like Bray Wyatt, it's The Undertaker. If anybody's going to put fucking Karrion Kross over, it's The Undertaker.
Dude,
and
if
if
you
I
put the
want,
straight jacket on The Undertaker, bro,
dude,
that's creating a star right
yes,
there.
that and dude, if The Undertaker is coming out of
Oh,
retirement
we're
for
gonna-
any
oh, man, we're
match,
gonna get
it's Karrion
flamed.
Kross.
We're
Because here's the
gonna
thing,
get
I don't give a fuck. They can flame me all the fuck they want. This is why we're on a podcast. This is why we're talking, and they're fucking listening. So,
Woo, we
anyways,
got heel
so this is what we're
business.
doing. So this is what we're fucking doing. You're gonna have to get fucking Undertaker to
down
put
the
him over.
SmackDown.
If he is coming out of retirement for anybody, it needs to be Karrion Kross, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not only is Karrion Kross literally the closest thing that we have to the next Bray Wyatt in terms of character, Karrion Kross has the moveset of somebody that could be very safe with The Undertaker, but still have a very solid story to tell in a match. So
I
it's
don't
like
know- I
Undertaker
don't know
would not have
exactly-
to do anything
Yeah, but Undertaker,
crazy.
I don't think is ever going to have another match again.
Don't
But you
ever
could
say that
definitely-
because he said it in his Hall of Fame speech. Never say never.
Yes, but here's the thing, though.
I take that
He
shit
doesn't- yeah,
seriously.
but he doesn't have Vince McMahon now, like convincing him. So
No, he's like, oh, thank Christ,
I
I
don't
get, to
think so.
I get to fucking eat a ton
but
of ice cream.
but you could do some type of segment that can
Yeah.
really catapult him, and he could put Undertaker in like what's it called, the straight. I just said the name too of the submission.
straight jacket.
Damn it. Yeah, the straight jacket.
Yeah. I want to see Karrion make a different finishing move, though. That's my biggest thing about him is winding up the clock is cool. Keep doing it. But other than just hitting somebody in the back of the head, you got to do something a little bit more different. Like, you have to have that oomph, you know? A punch to the back of the head, you see that shit constantly, you know?
Yeah, finishers, man, are very
You
important.
need one.
And they could put somebody over big time.
You need one. Even if it is the straight jacket finisher. Like, you're a submissionist. Like, fuck yeah. Like, make them submit. Make them tap. I'm not against it, but make it compelling. Make it amazing. Make it be like, damn, he's going away. You know, and have it be like, oh, fuck, if they kick out. You know, make a finisher such as that where it's believable but fits him. And then you have a perfect star.
Yeah, and I think somebody that they definitely should have him work with once, he comes back from injury. I would love to see a program with Braun Strowman. I think that he's already an established star. Karrion Kross, he can put him over. And I think that would be a great move because you want to, build Karrion Kross as an established star. So the only way you're going to be able to do that is having him on TV consistently, and you have to put him in programs with other guys that are established, not, up and coming. You need established stars. And Braun, Strowman, I think, is the perfect opponent for him because he is the monster among men. So you can create a storyline there. I think that would be perfect for WrestleMania if Strowman, is ready to come back. Also, with, Karrion Kross, the mind games, that's, something as well that he can play with Strowman. And because Strowman is already a former, Universal champion, and, he's been in big programs with guys like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, immediately you're going to have the fans' attention having him work with a guy like Kross. And that's what they need to do.
Another fucking angle I can see it happening is he joins the Judgment Day. I could see Kross joining the Judgment Day, having fucking Damien cash in, and then turning on him that same fucking night. I could honestly see it because it's like you infiltrated a group to get an easy opportunity and against an easier person than Seth Rollins. And you could easily take that and have fucking Damian Priest be a transitional champion. And honestly, between Damian and Karrion Kross, I'd rather fucking Karrion Kross if I'm being dead ass.
Oh, I think both of us.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I would rather that too. It's like, all right, dude's tired of getting his opportunities fucked, join a fucking group and a faction, earn their trust, infiltrate it like the hitman you are, and take that fucking title. Another big heist of the century. So
I'd love
take
to see
it.
him as world champion. And then
That's what I'm
eventually
saying.
you can have him go on with a dominant title run. And then you can have a guy like LA Knight, who is one of the top, baby faces, get that big pop when he takes the championship from him.
And then if Roman's still fucking champion in 2035, you can have Karrion Kross jump over to fucking SmackDown.
2035.
You love that I fucking pull out the watch, dude? 2035.
I love that. And speaking of pulling out the watch, our next topic on this week's episode of the podcast,
Karrion Kross.
CM Punk to WWE will not be happening. While speaking on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted WWE has turned down bringing back CM Punk, Phil Brooks for now. Meltzer stated this: the decision was he wanted to go there, and the decision was a no. I mean, it can always change. And it was brought up to me that, look, there's no such thing as no forever when it comes to the WWE, but it's a no for now. Yeah, well, there you go. That was the decision that was made. It's Vince's decision. Vince, Nick Khan, Triple H, and obviously they decided that the negatives outweighed the positives. And there were past dealings. And I mean, it was a different situation than the last time. But they did it. If you remember, there were two other opportunities once when Fox pressured them to take him, and Vince said, anyone else but him. No. And then, the second time, which was, what was it, about 10 months ago? They were talking again at that point. but he was still under contract to AEW. And I was told that that would be a no. But it's easy to say it's a no because there's no chance that they could get him because of the contract. But this time, could they? They could, and they decided to pass. So what's next for CM Punk if he, wants to continue his pro wrestling career?
WWE. That's what's next for CM Punk. I call this shit at work. Why? You just said Dave Meltzer. That's why I think every single thing that you just said is bullshit. So, yeah, no, I don't fucking trust Dave Meltzer. I don't trust Vince Russo. I don't trust any of those motherfuckers except for maybe Chris Van Vliet and fucking Sean Ross Sapp sometimes.
Chris Van Vliet doesn't cover any wrestling.
Okay,
news.
well, maybe fucking Sean Ross Sapp, maybe. So it's like I can kind of Fightful, like I can go there, but I'm sorry. Dave Meltzer has talked out his ass so many fucking times and has bombed on his little opinion that I can't give him credibility. So no.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not the biggest Dave Meltzer mark. I don't like his whole rating thing. But when it comes to wrestling news, man, there's nobody that has more of the inside scoop than Dave. And I can say that, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you this now. And
a lot of his things that he does say is not bullshit, surprisingly.
I'm going to say this now, though.
His ratings out there, that's bullshit. Kurt Angle should have at least a 5-star match.
I'm saying this now. His next thing is WWE. And they are fucking working the shit out of this for the element of surprise all over again. Because if anybody misses fucking a good old surprise, it's Triple H.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer, I know he does it for AEW because he loves AEW. But with WWE, man, I don't think Dave Meltzer would do it because WWE continues to bury him.
Tag myself in. We are Wrestling Maniacs. Let's put a poll in the fucking chat and let's see. Do you think CM Punk is going to be coming back to WWE or not? Because we're on completely conflicting sides at this point.
No,
I used to be.
I never gave my thoughts on this yet.
He's like, no. I will say, though, to end my thoughts, I'm still in belief he's going to be in WWE come Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble latest. I guarantee they're going to play it saying, oh, Survivor Series because it's in Chicago, big pop, and he's not going to show up. People are going to be pissed. It's going to die down. They're going to fucking forget about it. Royal Rumble comes around, boom! I'm like, fuck you! Exactly. So that's my thoughts. Go. What's your thoughts, buddy?
So, woo! Damn,
sorry, I needed to get that off
on that one. But
go ahead.
Don't get me wrong. I hope that this is a work. I really do. And I still think it's very possible. Dave Meltzer did say in this. He said that it's never say never. Right now, WWE, they, probably just want all of this stuff that happened in AEW to pretty much just die down. And I think that's why we haven't seen Jungle Bitch as well in AEW because they want, the whole issue to die down.
You and Jungle Bitch.
I don't care. That's his name, Jungle Bitch. But when it comes to, CM Punk, man, I think that, he will be back in WWE eventually. And if Dave Meltzer is, correct with this whole thing going on, here's what I would do if I was CM Punk. Honestly, I would consider going to Impact Wrestling. And don't nod your head.
For who to see him? 7 people on the Access Television?
Yeah, but here's the thing. With a guy like CM Punk, they could get a solid television deal out of it. And think about it. CM Punk has a bad reputation right now. And WWE, it seems like the negatives are outweighing the positives. So let's say CM Punk, wants to, the end goal is WWE. Why doesn't he go to Impact on a short-term deal and show that he, can work with other guys? And what happened in AEW wasn't a CM Punk problem. It was a Tony Khan. It was a Young Bucks. It was an AEW problem. And I think if CM Punk wants to go to WWE, man, if this is true, keywords, if this is true,
I think
going to Impact, this, could be a way to hit for him to, shove it in Tony Khan's face and prove to WWE that he can be reliable.
I love how you mentioned the Bucks and Tony, but you refused to mention Kenny Omega.
Yeah, no, Kenny Omega, I still respect him. I think that he...
Why, because you like him as a wrestler and a performer and he puts on good matches? He's just as much of a piece of shit and was involved in the scrum. If anything, didn't he bite fucking CM Punk? Or didn't? No, that was fucking what's his face. That was CM Punk's friend.
Ace Steel. He bit Kenny Omega.
Got it. I forgot it was the other way around. Oh, but they did hurt CM Punk's dog, so come on.
Yeah, but dude, when it comes to like I said here,
EVP should not be wrestlers.
The Jungle Boy, I agree with that, but with the whole Jungle Boy, Jungle Bitch, CM Punk, incident that happened, I said it. Jungle Bitch was in the wrong because he was the one that instigated the fight. At All Out, when that whole media thing happened, CM Punk instigated that fight. But now, as EVPs, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, they should have, been professionals about it. But instead, they, were the wrestler. They're in the wrestler mindset. And respect is a big thing in this business. And they felt like they were disrespected. So they took, the wrong approach. Now, if they weren't EVPs, absolutely, they're not in the wrong whatsoever in that situation because CM Punk talks shit. But they are EVPs, so they are somewhat in the wrong. But
you
CM
disqualified
Punk
it.
Instigated that fight.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you're an EVP, you disqualified your fucking right to physically put your hands on one of the talent, unless it's
even
for a
if they,
match.
even though CM Punk called them out. Still, you are right about that. But
you can't put your hands on somebody at work. I'm
that's
sorry.
the thing, man. I think, if CM Punk, if this is 100% true, these, reports here, if he wants to prove that he, can be a reliable worker and that he is drama-free, he, should go to Impact Wrestling and show that.
Yeah.
But I do hope that, he does come back to WWE, man, because I feel like at the end of the day, the situation that happened, in AEW, CM Punk, was at fault for a lot of it, but at the same time, there's structure over in WWE. AEW, there is no structure. Nope. And clearly CM Punk, we know that CM Punk, is better when there is structure.
I'm sorry, but a company's fucked up if you're CM Punk who talks hella shit about WWE on the daily. Every time he takes a breath, it's fuck WWE. But he would rather go back there than go fucking AEW. That's fucking nuts. That is nuts to me. Now, before we end this and go on to the next topic, do you know Dave Meltzer's source?
Dave Meltzer's source, he pretty much is besides doing the ratings.
He is the source is what you're telling me?
He is a source, yes.
No.
He does newsletters and stuff.
So unless that source comes forward and is I was
because
the one
Dave
to tell
Meltzer,
Dave
what
Meltzer
he does,
that,
Ben, what he does is he actually goes to
all
of these different wrestling promotions.
Okay.
He gets the inside scoop, and then basically he's the one that created the whole,
dirt
wrestling, the dirt sheet. Yes. That's the term I was looking for.
Well,
he's the one that invented the whole dirt sheet.
Then why is he the most fucking hated individual in the realm of the dirt sheets? Because if anybody talks shit about anybody, it's Dave Meltzer.
Ben. Here's the thing. Here's why. Because a lot of people blame him for ruining pro wrestling. That's why he gets a lot of heat. He did, yeah.
He fucking did. Yeah, That's why it's not fun anymore.
Freaking Dave Meltzer right now.
Good. And you shouldn't. Because that's why I don't believe it, bro. A lot of the
stuff that he says is not bullshit when it comes to wrestling news.
Dude,
all right. Bullshit. His opinion on wrestling is bullshit. But when it comes to the news, he does have the sources, man.
All right, so I'm going to say this, and this is how I'm going to end it for myself. I'm going to stay to my fucking guns and say that this is a work because CM Punk wouldn't have just straight up said, hey, I got the next 2 months, and then all of a sudden they're shutting it down now and being like, yeah, you shouldn't have fucking said that. And this is their way of erasing that so people forget about it, and then the pop's going to be massive. So that's my view on things, but if you want to believe Dave Meltzer, I'm just saying, man.
If this is true, I would say that he, should think about Impact Wrestling because I think that it would work out for both sides. But I do think that CM Punk will be coming back to WWE in 2024. I still believe that.
So Royal Rumble.
Honestly, and let's think about it. Right now, as we're recording this, it's Thursday, October 12th.
Yes.
And we have November, December, January. We have 3 months, 90 days. Yeah, that's enough time to, let, things, go under the bridge.
Simmer a little bit.
Yeah, once Jungle Bitch comes back, then WWE will make the decision. All right, yeah, CM Punk, we'll take you back now.
Everything's cool. It's kosher. We're good.
Yep. But moving on now to our last topic before we get into the getting put over segment and the main event topic. There was a new wrestling movie trailer that, premiered for, a movie that's coming out about, the Von Erichs called The Iron Claw, which will be, hitting theaters on December 22nd, featuring Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, and some wrestlers like MJF, Ryan Nemeth, and Chavo Guerrero. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on the trailer, seeing it firsthand?
Fucking awesome, man. Like, all right, so my first passion outside of wrestling is film and TV. So like movies, TV, you name it, anything in the entertainment business that
I knew this would be
revolves
right
around
up
those
your
things.
alley.
Yeah. I'm huge on it. So biopics are some of my favorite because I'm always, as somebody who is very driven by stories, very driven by movies, film, what have you, I love biopics. And when you choose the right actors to portray some of these, historical figures, whether it be in any kind of pop culture reference or even just historical figures in terms of like, the law, life, all that shit, accomplishments, they're always fun. So seeing Zac Efron as one of the Von Erichs, then you see MJF eventually, you see Jeremy Allen White, who I already knew was relatively pumped. Dude is fucking shredded. He is built like a Greek fucking god. Like, it's nuts, dude. But I will say they've captured the essence of what this is supposed to be.
Dude, if
Some of
Don
it looks-
Callis was, making a sculpture, it would be Jeremy Allen White and Zac Efron.
But yeah, like in terms of this movie though, it
Oh,
looks solid. Like you have a cameo from Ric Flair, just to name one that's in the movie. Like it's not Ric Flair, but Ric Flair in history is in the movie. And I'm really excited that they're touching on the hard parts as, one of the Von Erichs' deaths. They're upcoming to wrestling, how it all started, their dad being super like fucking just really on them to the point where it was almost borderline ruining their lives. And you get to see an inside view from looking out, outside view rather from looking in. It's incredible. And to have Zac Efron, who is an amazing actor, 12 years ago, I would have told you, fuck Zac Efron. But in the years, to follow, the dude has really established himself as a serious actor and has stepped away entirely from fucking High School Musical. The dude,
together.
I can't fucking tell you how excited I am for this because wrestling is one of my big passions, hence why I do this every week with you. I love when both fuse together. I was a huge fan of The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. I'm a pretty decent heels fan with Stephen Amell, fucking Alexander Ludwig, CM Punk, all of those guys. I'm a really huge fan of those shows. I'm a huge fan of just wrestling and film. So the fact that we're getting a fat biopic on one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, it was my mind is blanking.
Kevin Von Erich and Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, fucking Kevin Von Erich and Kerry Von Erich. Like some of the most memorable fucking athletes in the 70s, 80s era of fucking pro wrestling that really helped put it on the map. We're getting a huge biopic with a lot of the stars of today. MJF, fucking AEW's world champion, is in this fucking movie as his first credited role.
Baby.
And he's one of the Von Erichs. So I'm just like, dude, the fact that they're literally having a world champion from one of the biggest promotions in pro wrestling right now is fucking huge. And it's his first movie credit, and it's a part of a wrestling culture. So, dude, what's not to be excited about this as a wrestling fan? Yet alone a
And
film
Chavo
fan.
Guerrero, man, has done a lot of like cinematography as well when it comes to like wrestling
Choreography.
scenes. Or
Yeah.
Thank you. You're the one with
He-
the knowledge when it comes to the film.
Yeah, choreography and like just, running people through the ropes. And I guarantee one of Chavo's approaches to doing this was he sent them through like wrestling camp and really like fucking trained all of these guys to take bumps, to sell, to do everything, to perform
I do know
these
that like you're
finishes.
huge into film. I know you love Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah.
I highly recommend listening to that interview with Chavo Guerrero on his podcast.
Oh, dude, tonight I'm going to be
Beca-
sitting down and listening to
because
that one.
he
And Chris,
he actually talks about a lot of the behind the scenes stuff when it comes
Yeah.
to like his job.
fucking
With, like,
sweet.
the whole, like Young Rock and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was gonna say
think
Young
you'll
Rock
really
was another
like
one.
it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be listening to that one, and I'm gonna be listening to Karrion Crosses tonight. So I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. But yeah, with this, Chavo Guerrero doing all of the choreography, that dude has been through it all, has worked with everybody. So if anybody's good enough to fucking put these guys through camp and to really have them shine, it's Chavo. So the fact that he's involved in this film, makes me so happy that wrestling went from a sport that really people were just shitting on for a long time to being
Wrestling is fake.
and now it's a part of fucking Hollywood. So I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm stoked about it, dude. I'm so stoked about where wrestling is today, man.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you, haters.
dude, this is one of the greatest things ever. And eventually, I hope we get a fucking Undertaker biopic. I hope we get a Randy Orton biopic. And we get Hollywood films like this. And I really... Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Like, I'm excited.
So believe it or not, man, when MJF was announced to do a movie, I thought that it was going to be like one of those, like, you know, just small, like
the Marine?
movies. Yeah, like a Marine or something, or like 12 rounds, you know. But
Yeah.
when I saw this trailer, you know, hit yesterday, you know, as we're recording this podcast, seeing Zac Efron at first, like, then, like, he looked very familiar. And like
You just
the
couldn't tell it
voice
was
sounded
Zac.
very familiar. And at first I couldn't get it together. I'm like thinking about it. And then I'm like, wait a
dude,
minute.
He went
Like,
through a transformation.
I watched the trailer first, like thinking about it. And then I had to watch it again. And that's when I realized, like when I saw like the scene in the ring, I was like, yo, that's Zac Efron. That's Troy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Zac
And then
Efron.
and then also seeing, you know, Jeremy Allen White, you know, he played Lip on the show Shameless, a show
Yep.
that I really, you know, got into thanks to my fiance.
Oh, Meadow showed you that show? That makes
She
so much
did.
sense now. That makes so
Man,
much sense now.
Love Shameless.
I fucking love me some Meadow too, man. You can't discredit the VIP of this whole fucking thing, which is Meadow. She showed you Shameless. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man, and one of my favorite shows to this day. But seeing him in the trailer absolutely, you know, got me more interested. And then knowing, you know, MJF, my favorite pro wrestler right now, is in this movie, very excited. And, you know, it's based on a true story. I loved, you know, the trailer. I think that, you know, this is going to be a sad but very inspirational movie. And I think that they have the right actors and actresses in this. I think the trailer
stacked.
was incredible. And honestly, I'm very excited to watch this in theaters and hopefully do a review as well on it.
It's going to be lit, man.
Yeah, so December 22nd, man, you better get your calendar and keep it clean because we
Hell
need
yeah.
to go get some popcorn, go get ourselves a slushie, go get ourselves some candy, and watch this movie, man, because honestly, it's definitely got me very excited, especially, you know, as an old school, you know, wrestling fan.
Hell yeah, dude. It's going to be lit.
Absolutely. But up next on the podcast, we have the new segment, the Getting Put Over segment, where
yeah.
I get to pick, you know, a wrestler this week that we get to acknowledge. And of course, our main event topic, talking about Triple H officially taking over as head of creative. We got some stacked stuff we're going to be talking about. We'll be right back with more We Are Wrestling 78.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, what's up, players? WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and you are listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Collecting has always had a special place in my heart, going all the way back to when I was a kid. I remember my parents taking me to Toys R Us and waking up on Christmas morning to a bunch of new action figures. I had bins filled with thousands of rare WWE, WCW, ECW, and TNA figures through the years until, unfortunately, I ended up selling my whole childhood without knowing the true value of my collection. 2 years after I made that horrible decision, the pandemic hit, and I realized there was a part of me that felt missing, and that was collecting. My whole life, I've loved collecting wrestling figures, wrestling memorabilia, classic video games, Nickelodeon stuff, sneakers, Funko Pops, and even Angry Birds. As time went by, I decided I wanted to get back into collecting, except this time, document it and rebuild my collection over on Best One Donnie. So, if you want to go back into time and relive my nostalgic memories, subscribe now.
What is going on, guys? It's Ben here, the Lone Ranger, and you guys are watching We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We're back, and we have this new segment here on the We Are Wrestling Podcast called Getting Put Over segment, where we want to, you know, shed some light on some, you know, past, you know, superstars and even current superstars and even future superstars. Last week, you know, Ben picked the Animal Batista. this
Yeah.
week I figured we could talk about Carlito because last Saturday we got to see, Carlito make his, return officially to WWE because this isn't, a one-off. He is currently signed to a WWE deal.
Oh,
so I
God,
figured
yeah.
we could put Carlito over for those new WWE fans. And before we talk about him, Alex Johnson, I apologize. I will not be picking Liv Morgan. If you want, us to acknowledge her, you better start begging Ben.
You're fucked. Okay.
Sorry, I had to put you on the spot.
Got you, bro.
So, man, with Carlito, he debuted in WWE in 2004. And in his debut, he actually won the United States Championship against John Cena.
That's nuts to me that his debut, he won a fucking huge mid-card title from a huge fucking star. But I feel like, and this is awful, and I don't want it to be seen this way, but this is kind of how it was done. Carlito was the transitional champion to take the belt off of Cena because he was going for bigger and better things, and we both know what that was. So I feel like it would have been a lot more impressive if it wasn't the case, but dude is so fucking talented. He's underrated as fuck. A lot of people, and I want to mention this first before anything, if you hate his new theme song, go fuck yourself. It is fucking great. I'm sorry, but Heel Ben is making a return tonight. Go fuck yourself. His new fucking theme is incredible. People are like, oh, insert generic Spanish music. Maybe he wants to be taken as a serious character this time around for this run rather than just fucking a heel dickhead like we've known him to be for his entire WWE career. So the fact that he not only is he coming back as a face, he's bigger than ever, built like a world champion. You might as well push him in a serious fucking light. And honestly, I had goosebumps with his return when he came back at fucking Fastlane. But dude,
I had the goosebumps. I think I had more of the goosebumps during his backlash.
Well, obviously,
return.
dude, they were in Puerto Rico. That fucking pop was going to be massive regardless. The dude is from Puerto
Fastlane,
Rico.
I knew it was going to happen.
For sure. But at the same time,
But it was still cool to see, though.
And people still popped off. He got a fucking massive pop. But, the new theme song really does ring in a new fucking chapter, a new era, a new character, a new opportunity, and a new chance, bro. When have we ever had Carlito as a face? Rarely ever. He's always worked better as a heel.
There was a time in Ruthless Aggression where he was a babyface for a couple years.
Did anybody give a fuck? No. That's when he got buried the most. So I'm just saying, now as a face...
he was Intercontinental Champion.
You also have to remember something, though. Back then, it was the times of the face, and he was a heel. He was the time of the heel, and he was surrounded by a lot of better heels.
It was wrong timing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the time of the heel back in 2005. Heels were over as fuck. Heels were the main aspect of the show. If you're fast forwarding it to now, it's all about the faces. So you bring Carlito in as a face, dude, you have to change his fucking theme song.
See, my only thought
they're
about
also,
the theme...
Before, they're also separating from that other guy that they let go as well. So it's you have to do that as well, but they're also trying to present him as something bigger, something better.
No, I get it, man. I get it because obviously, a lot of the theme songs, they try to, move on from Jim Johnson. Which I really don't understand why. I think he was one of the best, music composers in WWE history. And honestly, it is cool to see Carlito with a fresh start. I feel like a lot of people, we all live off nostalgia. There's a reason why, I have this all in my background is because of nostalgia. And I think that's why a lot of us were not used to it yet. And I think through time, some of us will get used to it. Right now, currently, I'm not going to be completely honest with you, Ben. I am not used to this. I did love his old theme song. And I don't know.
What I feel
because remember what happened to Shelton Benjamin, man? They gave him some generic ass music, and
it's the same
nothing
fucking thing.
Beats "Ain't No Stopping Me Now."
They say, dude, it is "Ain't No Stopping Me." It's just different. It's just somebody else saying it. It's just a different version of it.
They changed friggin' Baron Corbin's theme song 100 times, and everybody.
The thing
keeps
is, though,
saying,
with Baron Corbin, it was
the end of days.
Yeah, that's the thing. But Baron Corbin was also going through gimmick changes. You're also trying to repackage an older superstar and not make him just look like a mid-card jobber anymore. They're trying to build him up as somebody serious. And with somebody serious, you want something new. Carlito's old theme song, yeah, is it nostalgic? Sure. But it's made
But
for
it
a
was
baby
more
ass
for a
bitch.
comedy character.
That, and he's 44. You have to remind yourself, he's 44 years old now. He doesn't want that same shit he was rocking with at fucking 23. He wants to fucking progress now. We're at the end of his career, bro. He's not going to be around a lot longer. So he wants to make this WWE run the best run he has ever fucking had in his entire career. Exactly. And do you know what's cool? It's me. Okay, I'm gonna
tell you right now what wasn't cool.
Sorry, what was
There's
cool?
one thing that was not cool. Him stabbing John Cena.
What?
Yeah, that was a whole part of the storyline when he came to WWE. Remember he had that guy. Remember he had that like big guy with him.
I wasn't watching WWE in 04. I didn't start watching again until 05.
Yeah, man. Cena got stabbed. That's the whole purpose of the storyline.
And
then they took a picture together at Fastlane.
That has to be the most 2004 shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Because at that point, you know it was a different time. Because that shit would not have flown today. You got
No, because around that time they did do a lot of fucked up shit, man. Gene Snitsky kicked the freaking fake baby.
Yeah, Vince McMahon saying the N-word to John Cena in front of Booker T and Sharmell.
Oh, and also to remind you, Hayden raped Michael Cole.
That was just like, I like you, John. Yeah, I like you too.
He raped Michael Cole.
That dude, I guarantee Michael Cole even himself wants everybody to forget that shit because, dude, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with some of these fucking backstage fucking incidences, but that was a big one. I just want to say this, Ben, too.
I just want to say this as well. Like, we're not laughing at the subject of rape. We're laughing at the fact how stupid that whole, storyline was with Heidi.
That and the fact that it was Michael Cole of all people, which made it funnier.
Yeah.
It was Michael Cole. But no, rape is not funny. We do not condone it. It is literally the bottom of the fucking totem pole, worst shit you could possibly do, and you deserve to get lynched for it. But at the same time, it was a funny fucking segment. It was so funny.
Because around that time in WWE, a lot of the things that they were doing was very, out of the box, and a lot of it came off really stupid.
Like Kane and Lita, them having a baby, and then Snitsky being the reason why it died. Like, that's fucked. That's fucked, bro.
But that's the thing, like, with getting back into Carlito, though.
Yeah.
Man, like, what was one of your favorite Carlito matches?
So, this is going to sound horrible, but because of the character he was, I wasn't into any of his matches. I was into his segments and who he was as a character. So I liked a lot of his stuff with Chris Masters. I liked a lot of his stuff during the SmackDown, the Raw Invade SmackDown shit during the 05 Survivor Series arc. I also liked liked his feud with Triple H back in like 07. I enjoyed that as well when he was like with Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch and London and Kendrick were going for the World Tag Team titles back then. That was a really good segment I was into. And Carlito is one of the best sports to have in any company because he'll rock whatever you give to him. And just the way that he sells things and the way he sells angles is incredible. But the thing is, where I didn't like a lot of his matches, just because I felt like a lot of them were subpar, lackluster, because they were dragging out the same character for so long, I dig his moveset. I love the backstabber finisher. He is one of the only people that can really fucking sell that shit. I think Cedric Alexander's a bitch for taking it. So if we're 100%, bro, I got to go with like the 05 era Carlito when he was teaming up with Chris Masters a lot with the World Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, man. Like, I did enjoy their tag team run as well, and like
I loved it.
I
want Chris coming back.
He was, trying to get the WWE Championship from John Cena. Same with Masters. And I remember, 06, the Elimination Chamber. Carlito, looked really strong in that match.
Yes, that match I do remember. That was fucking phenomenal, dude. And at the time, I didn't understand why Carlito was getting pushed, and I was getting pissed about it. But then again, I was also a very angry, disgruntled 10-year-old. So anything was pissing me off. But looking back at it now, that match was stellar.
So the match that I really enjoyed with Carlito was, I enjoyed like his feud with Ric Flair. I do remember that for the
the
Intercontinental
IC title, yeah, because he cut a promo in the back saying he didn't respect him, he didn't fucking like him, and that he was gonna end his fucking career and all that shit. I was like, yeah, dude, I fucking love that. So I remember him cutting that promo because I was watching it live back in 05. I was 9 years old.
And some of my favorite things that I really liked around that time with Carlito, because at the time they did have a lot of those, segment type shows like Miz TV. Carlito had his own like Caribbean show.
Yeah, fucking Carlito's
and like
Cabana.
he had the hammock, he had like the palm trees.
Yeah, Carlito's Cabana. That's what it was called.
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember as a
loved
kid
it.
too. I remember going to Toys R Us and actually getting like the exclusive, Carlito with like the Caribbean ring.
And
They
John
used to do that
Cena.
for a lot of the people, man.
And Cena showed up on that show one day.
One of my favorite figures.
I hope that Carlito's Cabana makes a comeback. I really hope it does. And if they do, dude, I'm marking the fuck out the first time it comes out. Like, I will do a live watch along for that shit. Because I will mark the fuck out. Like, yeah, Carlito's Cabana's coming back.
But now I wonder, like, what they're going to do with, like, the LWO. Like, are they going to, like, have him a part of the LWO, or is he going to just, go off on his own?
So, I'm going to say yes to that. But I also am going to say
eventually he's going to be on his own.
So they definitely built him and booked him for the LWO rather. But at the same time, I think he could stand really strong on his own. Like, I really want him to stand strong on his own. If anything, yeah, am I glad that the LWO was the reason that he got brought back? Fuck yeah. I'm not stoked if he's just going to be there to be a part of the stable, because it's like, dude, I want to see one-on-one Carlito shit. Like, I want to see this dude and what he can do now, because he's been on the indies for the last 10 fucking years. So it's like, I want to see him do some crazy shit.
I've seen Carlito at multiple independent wrestling shows too. And that's the thing, man. Like, I'm glad that Carlito is back, on like, he's back on good terms with WWE, because I know for a while it was looking like he was never going to return. And I feel like, Carlito, he was just such an iconic character. Even though he was, a mid-carder at best, you need those mid-carders, to put on a solid, television show. And Carlito always, had that role, and he executed it perfectly. Because there's a lot of people that, had successful careers being a top mid-card superstar. You need those. And Carlito was one of the best.
See, now it makes it hard, because I'm like, he's built like a top guy now. Like, it's hard. So I'm like,
I don't know,
he's built like a top guy now, and he still moves the same way he did years ago. So it's like, the dude still has a lot of gas in the tank, plus reserves and a couple fucking gas canisters still. Like, the dude could still fucking go. So it's like, I want to see this dude win the IC title again. Like, I want to see him win fucking the IC title again and fucking take it on now. Like, could you imagine a 2005 and a 2023 here and now with the IC title? Like, I would love that. I would love it. Like, if they were just like, yeah, this guy's gonna take it off Gunther. Fuck yeah. Like, all right, cool. I was hot on Chad Gable, but dude, if you want to do Carlito, 100%. But the thing is, it sucks because he is officially on the SmackDown brand, which is weird because I feel like all newcomers have come to the Raw brand minus Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think, with Carlito being on SmackDown, I think putting him with the LWO, I do think is a great move because I think it's a great start. I think, especially with newer, fans, it's a great way to, get him over
and ease him back in.
And I think eventually when Santos, turns on Ray in the LWO,
I think
that Carlito and him are going to have a very good feud.
Ray and fucking...
No, I think Carlito and Santos.
Yeah, he'll be able to put over Santos Escobar. And if anybody needs to put him over right now, it's Carlito, because it didn't work with
he's
Ray.
already an established star, and that's what you need to do. But with Carlito, man, one of my favorite things about his character, because I think like his character outshines a lot more of his great in-ring work, which I think does go underappreciated.
That was the issue,
dude. He had the apple. That was the coolest fucking.
He still
thing.
has the fucking apple. He pulled that shit out at fucking Backlash. I was like,
yeah, but the fact that he got over, bro, with an apple and spitting it in people's faces because they aren't cool.
It's just awful that Carlito's whole character is just a Razor Ramon ripoff, though, which is unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that is a straight up Razor Ramon ripoff.
Yeah, the old vignettes. When he first came to WWE.
And the fucking apple.
He had that Razor Ramon swag in the beginning.
And the fucking apple. Razor Ramon had the apple in the vignette and spit it at them. It was the same angle and everything.
Yeah, he did.
Carlito said he's like, I don't know
remember
what fucking. He's like, I don't even look like Razor Ramon. Where are people getting this? Then he looked at the vignette and the thing that they filmed. He's like, oh my god, they're right. And then he's like, does Razor have an apple? And then he saw Razor. He's like, yep, it's a ripoff. He's like, yep, it's a ripoff.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, like Razor only did it like for one vignette.
That's all it was.
Carlito pretty much, has done the Apple thing his whole career.
Razor Ramon.
Say hello to the bad guy.
I fucking love Scott Hall, R.I.P. But yeah, Carlito, man, great.
And this is the thing I love about this getting put over segment. For guys like Carlito, man, that go so underappreciated.
I have to thank you. I have to thank you because honestly, out of all the fucking people that you were going to choose, I did not see Carlito being the person. But honestly, I'm glad you chose him not only for the nostalgia factor, but the fact that he's also on, SmackDown now and is back. But it keeps it hot, and he's a very underappreciated and underrated star. So man, fuck yeah, this was a fun session.
I had a great time putting Carlito over, man.
Hell yeah, man. Got put over. Let's go. Carlito 2K23. Let's get it.
That's right. And next week, Ben will be picking the next superstar that we put over. So
and I can already tell you who it is.
I
can actually get... No? You want to keep it?
No,
okay.
We're going to keep it
under wraps.
Surprise.
Bet.
But now, with that being said, let's dive into the main event topic for We Are Wrestling 78. And what a time to be alive. If you're a WWE fan, you are now out of your Patrick Star rock because Triple H is officially in the driver's seat as head of creative. According to PW Insider, Vince McMahon is no longer in creative control. Triple H is in charge of creative 99.9% now. The head of TKO, who purchased WWE, named Vince as the reason why the WWE/TKO stocks went down.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on this? And what's next for WWE moving forward now that Triple H is finally in control and Vince McMahon has no say in what Triple H, decides to do creatively?
So, what a time to be alive, like you said, as a wrestling fan. So,
Vince has a boss now.
Yeah, he does, and it's fucking Paul Levesque. Anyways, in terms of creative,
Paul. It's not Paul. It's Ariel.
I know. It's Ariel. It's Ariel. Helwani, right? No, not Helwani. He's the one that does. It's Ariel. Fucking Emmanuel. That's what it is. Ari Emmanuel. So, with that being said, WWE is about to get so much sweeter because if anybody knows how to run a show, it is Paul Triple H Levesque. It's funny hearing this news at the same time because the CEO of Endeavor was so excited to get Vince McMahon on board. He's like, "Oh, Vince this, Vince that." He was marking out about Vince McMahon, and then learned well that Vince only ruins everything he touches, and now probably highly regrets it and feels hella retarded this whole fucking thing. So, I will say that this is a good move. We're going to be heading back into some ruthless aggression, attitude era type shit. Everybody that we've ever thought needed the time of day and their flowers are going to officially be getting them. We have a long line of people that are going to be getting solidified pushes, with Karrion Kross being the next, who, ironically enough, is a Triple H guy.
You know something? I was
thinking
about
to say that I'm
with
excited
Vince.
is an understatement, but continue.
I was thinking about this with Vince and TKO. So TKO, obviously, when this was announced that they purchased WWE, Ariel was basically saying how, Vince McMahon, he wants him to be in the driver's seat because he made WWE what it is. And basically this is what happened.
Pile of shit.
This is what happened.
Go fuck yourself.
Pretty much that's exactly what happened. As soon as, TKO and Ariel, they purchased WWE, man, Endeavor, they pretty much said, go fuck yourself to Vince, and now Triple H is taking over creative.
I think that I'm starting to think that it was orchestrated that way because it just worked out too smoothly. Like to be like, yeah, they weren't planning that. Like, no, it was planned to get Vince out of creative because they knew with Triple H they had fucking gold. And even Endeavor, like I think earlier on this year, Vince made some changes or made some pitches, and they were just like, like they were like, yeah, this dude does not know what the fuck he's talking about. And
that's
then
the thing, though.
when
Vince
said it was
does still have stock
but the
in
thing
ownership,
is, though,
but the problem is that he doesn't have full ownership. And Ariel actually does have more of a percentage of the WWE than
Vince has a boss now.
So
Vince
now,
has a boss now.
Vince has a boss now. The last boss for Vince was his father.
So now he has a boss,
He
and,
has a boss.
and it's not his dad, so he doesn't get no fucking leeway like he did with his dad. So this is gonna be fucking incredible. Like Vince started as a commentator, and now he's a fucking CEO. So yeah, man, we're gonna be in some great WWE days. Like to say that I'm excited about the future and to be a fan, and to say and to talk about the things that I'm excited to see with this new leadership for Triple H, in like inevitably, dude. To say that I'm gonna legitimately love WWE again is so shocking because I'm so excited. Because like I was hyped to jump over to AEW, but now I'm just like, oh, let's press the brakes a little bit. I might not. I might stay right at home.
You can thank Tony Khan for being unprofessional and going on Twitter, guys, for that.
So
one.
guys, we were announcing my turn to the dark side to AEW. Well, apparently that turn got halted very quickly. I'm just kidding, but AEW should be streaming on HBO Max very soon, if I'm not mistaken,
They should be
right?
pretty soon, yeah.
Because HBO Max is already streaming fucking baseball. I know because I was like, what the fuck? We got live TV now? So yeah, I think if AEW starts doing fucking Dynamite and all that shit and starts streaming their shows on HBO Max, I might have another fucking wrestling show to watch every week. So
Good.
if that's the case, and I have HBO Max full time, so luckily I have a profile on my brother's account, so I'm never gonna have to worry about if the bill's gonna go out. So yeah, let's
Unless
go.
they're gonna be like Netflix, and they're gonna freaking take that away.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for the future with Triple H's his leadership, especially in creative, because we already know that he's the genius behind everything now. But what are your thoughts, bud?
I think that, Triple H, when, he was head of creative, the first time around, I think that he did a really good job, rebuilding WWE. And of course, now like he's had Vince, they've been side by side. He's still been making it work. WWE has been pretty solid with their premier live events. The shows, are on and off at times. But I can say this, man, this past Monday definitely looked like a Triple H show. And I think that you just got to let this man cook. And hopefully, he, puts on some great shows. But here's the thing that I do want to talk about since, Triple H is our main event topic.
Okay.
Triple H is not perfect.
No, he's not.
And I feel like a lot of, the WWE marks out there, anything that's bad.
I know you're talking to me.
Not you. I'm talking to a lot of other people, man.
No, they think it's automatically Vince.
Anything that's bad, they automatically blame Vince McMahon. They will not blame Triple H. And that's the thing about being a wrestling, promoter or a booker. All the decisions that you make aren't going to be perfect. The Attitude Era is one of the most popular times in all of wrestling, and they didn't have everything was not perfect with the Attitude Era. But obviously, the good outweigh the bad, and people don't talk about the bad as much.
The only shitty thing about what you just said, yeah, Vince ain't in creative anymore, and they were like, oh, people like to shoot down the fact that it's Vince McMahon every bad decision. At the same time, you also have to remember, that's also Triple H's father-in-law. So the fact he is in his ear regardless and will make decisions on Vince's behalf for him because of familial ties. And you have to also put that fact in there. So even if he makes a shitty decision, man, just know it could be a Vince move.
There's no perfect booker out there.
There is none. But
Fastlane was not the best show.
No, that show
Triple
sucked
H
dick.
Did have full creative, man.
That show sucked dick, and I am like,
but everybody's
appalled.
gonna blame Vince or somebody else.
Vince. I would say I didn't blame Vince.
Not you, but I'm saying other people.
Yeah, dude.
And that's why I'm saying this. Triple H, we're finally going to be able to see this. And now, here's what I want out of this, because I can't wait to see Triple H cook, because obviously what he did with Black and Gold NXT was very special. And the potential is there. And I think that, WWE is going to become must-watch again with him, but not everything is going to be perfect. So now here's what I want to say about all of this.
Every show has filler.
Now this is the real test. Triple H, if something is not good, you can't blame Vince anymore, because this is coming from TKO. This is coming from superstars in the locker room. This is coming from producers, writers, that Triple H, they think, is 99.9% in creative control now. So there is literally no excuses. If something is bad, it's not Vince McMahon's fault anymore. We can't use that excuse.
Yeah.
It's Paul's fault.
Something that I'm very excited about, though, under the leadership of Paul, is the fact that a lot of these superstars also get creative control now. He takes actual, like, hey,
he listens to his superstars.
He's going to be like,
very
hey,
important.
There's two ways that they're going to do this now. Triple H is going to have an outline of what a character should do, and then he's going to let you entirely take the run of it. He's going to be like, all right, this is the point you need to make across. Do it in your character. So at least it's authentic. Or he's going to start taking suggestions from those superstars for their storylines, and he's going to be able to coagulate it in. Vince was just a one-dimensional fucking pony that was just like, no, my word is law, or else it's not good shit, and you're fired. Like now,
and hey,
Triple H is going to be doing something different.
Where the script works, where you need that. But with Triple H, it's the opposite, and that's like the approach that he took with Black and Gold NXT, and that's why it was a very special moment.
Dude, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, dude, like you can tell the superstars that still stick to the script and those that don't. LA Knight does not do scripts anymore. Fucking Rhea Ripley learned how to not only not read off her fucking cards anymore, but she is fucking straight up doing it on her own now. Like she doesn't. You remember back in the day when she was reading off the cards and the teleprompter looking the other way, not even looking at the fucking interviewer, and she was reading her fucking promo off of a screen? She don't got to do that shit no more. She don't got to do it anymore. Like now she's just fucking killing it. You saw that
everything
promo
that's
she
bad
cut?
in WWE is Vince McMahon's fault.
Remember fucking when she came back and she was talking about how the Judgment Day are the most dominant force in all of WWE history, and she was like how like people are talking about what Jey Uso's doing and not the Judgment Day. Dude, that was a phenomenal shoot. Like I was genuinely like, Rhea Ripley just fucking delivered that shit, dude. Like at first, like Rhea Ripley could always talk. But the fact that Triple H is like, girl, go out there and fucking own it, dude. She has been killing it every fucking time she's on the fucking mic.
You know why a lot of these superstars, are owning it? Because Triple H was one of them.
Yes, that, and he is.
These superstars, they might not like what Triple H says, but you're going to sit there, you're going to shake his hand, and you're going to respect what he's saying.
And you're going to do it because Triple H made himself the way he is because of what he did. Yeah, did he do the things Vince McMahon wanted, and is he married into the family? Yeah, but he knows what's good for business and for the company. So regardless, good or bad decision, I'm behind Triple H.
World champion, first-class Hall of Famer, was in one of the most, famous factions of all time.
He is literally the King of Kings.
Evolution.
He built a lot of the stars that you love today. Batista,
main eventing pay-per-views, regular shows, top babyface, top heel. Triple H has done it all.
Triple H also bred your Randy Ortons, your fucking Batistas, a lot of them, your Malachi Blacks, your fucking Karrion Crosses, your Rhea Ripleys, your Io Skys, your Johnny Wrestlings, your Ciampas, all of them, your Bronson fucking Reeds, all of them. He fucking did that. So yeah, I am 100% behind Triple H, good or bad. Am I gonna love everything? No. Am I gonna flame him like I flame fucking Vince McMahon? Fuck no. I am going to understand and enjoy every second of this ride while we have him.
Exactly, and that's how it should be, man, at the end of the day. And the point I was trying to make in this main event topic is us wrestling maniacs in the IWC. Now, if there's bad decisions, we don't have Vince to blame. Triple H, is going to have that pressure, and I think, like Triple H has always done in his career, he is going to, take that, and use it as, fuel. He's going to use that as motivation, and I think we're going to be seeing some really good work, man, in WWE. And
100%.
not everything is going to be perfect, but man,
Excuse me.
Triple H, I think that he is more than capable of, running creative. 100%.
I agree. I 1,000% agree.
And I'm just glad that TKO, they pretty much pulled the Christian Cage on him and said, go fuck yourself.
Dude, it's just, I feel like the future is very bright in this company. I thought Vince was going to die in his chair, but I don't think that's the case anymore. And I
You
feel
think
like
he's going to end up selling his stocks, you think?
I think by the time he is 80 years old, I think he is going to, because at this point, he is 15 years over the age of retirement. So I don't think Vince is going to die in his chair. I think eventually he is going to be leaving, and I can say by 2025, Vincent Kennedy McMahon will be officially retired, full on, full through, and you will not hear another thing about him unless he shows up in the WWE Hall of Fame, which he will.
And that's the thing, I want to leave it as, as well. I think that, Vince, he definitely deserves to, enjoy retirement. He's, been running WWE, man, for decades, centuries, man.
Yeah.
And he needs to, go out and just enjoy life.
So
Let his, son-in-law, take over WWE and, let TKO do what they're doing, because right now WWE is more profitable than it's ever been. Vince McMahon accomplished it all, man. He has nothing to prove to any of us.
So I'm going to say I'll likely end it with this for like my point of view and everything going forward. I'll end it with this. We should definitely take this moment right now. And I know we were just talking hella shit about Vince McMahon, but I do want to take a second to say thank you, Vince. Vince McMahon put WWE in professional wrestling on the map in a worldwide instant and standpoint. This guy is one of the most creative minds back in the day when he was still there brain-wise, and made some of our most memorable matches that we will never forget, that still stand the test of time.
Dude,
so
he made sports entertainment what it is today.
Regardless of what he may have done in the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, and in between that time, there have been some great moments produced by Vince. But it ended in like 2007 would be the last time Vince's creative was incredible. Now, obviously, we know where it's at. I will say thank you, Vince, from the years of the early 80s all the way to 2005. Thank you, Vince, for everything that, he did to put professional wrestling on the map and make fucking millions of fans like you and I entertained during some of the darkest times of our life. So regardless of how much I want to say fuck Vince McMahon, the company's better off when he's dead, which it will be, thank you. Because without you, I wouldn't be sitting in this seat right now talking about what we're talking about.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, man. I think that's the best way to close this week's episode off. What do you say?
At 2 hours and 15 seconds, bitch. Our longest podcast to date.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. By the time you cut everything else, yeah.
But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we covered on this week's episode.
Hell yeah.
If you're listening to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review. Not just a 5-star review, but a best one review, and download the episode. If you guys haven't checked out the latest episode of Hot Takes, we talk about the whole Tony Khan AEW issues going on with, his little meltdowns on Twitter.
His little tantrums.
And of course, if you want to go check out my watch along to NXT and AEW at the same time, you can.
Before you continue, we have a new segment on the We Are Wrestling channel called The Tony Tantrums. Be sure to check those out every time he lets out a fucking crazy ass tweet on X. Continue.
Also, too, I do want to say one final thing as well. Over on my personal channel, Best One Donnie, I just hit 500 subs, baby.
Congrats, buddy! You're almost at fucking 1,000!
I'm almost there, man.
Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna do the Batista.
Bro, send me some of your best clips because I will make a fucking whole ass commercial on my channel and I'll promote it.
I have a whole commercial. I'll send you it.
Send it to me and I'll fucking... Well, send me clips that you love as well, random clips, because I want to make one of my own promoting my homie. So
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem,
But
buddy.
if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, man, we got lots of awesome content over there.
That we do.
Subscribe, turn on the post notifications. That's where you can catch all the best We Are Wrestling stuff, wrestling vlogs, live watch-alongs, predictions, even, additional podcasts that you don't get, anywhere else. Hot takes, one of, the best ones. Extras, we have lots of cool stuff over there. Subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. Ben is doing music reactions over on his channel, killing it. And the more subs he's getting, man, the more his booking fee is going up. And I just hit 500 on my toy channel. So you can check all that out down below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, if you're, listening to this as well before Blitzkrieg on Saturday night, come say what's up to me and Ben. We will be vlogging. We are taking over. Peace. And now that's how you end a fucking show, baby. Let's go.